Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. Gorski back, and today we're going to be focusing on solving word problems that focus on the operation of addition. So we're only going to be adding today. So before we even get started with reading what our word problem is, I want to go through essential clue words. Clue words are really important to identify in a word problem if you're going to be adding or subtracting. So clue words can be found in a lot of spots in your word problems. It's usually in the body of the word problem, okay? So let's go ahead. I'm going to run through each specific one, and I'm going to read them through for you. Some of them you already know, especially if you've done word problems in the past. Usually the big ones are in all together, adds, more. So a lot of those, maybe you're like, oh yeah, I already know they mean adding. But let me just read through them all so you know. All right, I'm going to start again with in all, combined, more, sum, which you know sums are the answer to an addition problem, total, plus, and. Now it depends on how and is used, okay? So it's not like Jill and Jack went to the store. Not like that. Not like that and. In order for and to be used as an addition problem, you could say Jennifer found 6 shells and 7 shells. How many shells did Jennifer find? So when you're talking about that, and in particular, when you're talking about two separate numbers and thinking about combining them, that's where you're going to be getting the addition part of and. Collected, found, came, adds, counted. Now see where it says all together here and then all together also here, because you could have different spellings. And I'm going to pull those out so you can see. So sometimes you could have all together as two separate words, or depending on how it's spelled, they put them together. So they took one L off the all and put together on there. So that is just a little extra tidbit for you. And then the word join. So there's a lot of different clue words that can give us addition. All right. And some of them, like I said, you might already know because they are pretty much ones that are very familiar to you. Like in all, as I said, all together, more, a lot of them you already know. So what we're going to do when we come back, I'm going to show you the first word problem that we're going to focus on. So give me a second. I'll be right back. Hi, everybody. We are back, and I have our first word problem here. So I'm going to read it through twice because it's really important that I feel to reread word problems. The more, the better, because you're just going to absorb more information, understand what they're looking for. So here we go. It says Jenny planted 13 seeds. Cameron planted 9 seeds. How many seeds did they plant all together? So let me read it one more time. Jenny planted 13 seeds. Cameron planted 9 seeds. How many seeds did they plant all together? So as you can see, I already have some things underlined in our word problems here. I have 13 and 9 underlined in red because they are really important numbers that we're going to be dealing with this particular word problem. Then I also have seeds underlined because there's also something in word problems after you have found your answer, it's something called a label. Because what are we talking about in this specific word problem? Well, in this particular word problem, we're talking about how they're planting seeds. So seeds here would be the label. But now my question first would be, what would your clue word be? Usually clue words are found in the question. Usually. Sometimes they can also be found in the body of the word problem. But in this case, I have it in the question. So let me say the question again. How many seeds did they plant all together? So if you remembered what we were focusing on from my little word board for addition clue words, you would remember all together would be that clue word. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my black marker and I'm going to put a little squiggly mark under all together because that is our clue word. So once you find that clue word, now you can go ahead and you could start developing a number sentence. So in this case, since I have 13 and 9 underlined, all together we understand is going to be that addition clue word. So now I want to make a number sentence with 13 and 9. So I'm going to have 13 plus 9 equals blank. Now, after that blank, which means after that sum, after that answer is found, I need to put the label. So I could already write the word, since we know seeds is the label. We have to now think about how we want to solve for 13 plus 9. Now, there's some folks out there that already know, well, I could maybe put 13 in my head and I could count on 9 more. Maybe there's a person that might say, hey, listen, I want to use my hundreds chart. If I have one handy, I could start on 13 and I could count up 9 more, because when you're thinking about adding, you're counting on. Subtraction would then be counting back. But since we're focusing on addition, we're counting up here. So I want to start on 13 because usually I always like to start with my larger number and then count on the smaller number. So here I go, 13, and I'm going to do 9 hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. My end result would be 22. So therefore, they found 22 seeds. Now, maybe you might not have a hundreds chart at home. So what else can you do? Well, maybe I could still do the 13 and 9 more, but maybe I could draw a picture of the smaller number. So I might want to have 13, leave that alone, but maybe I want to draw 9 circles under the 9. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I could now do 13, and then I could say 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So therefore now I have 22. I showed it on my hundreds chart. I can also show it using a small picture. I don't have to do pictures for 13 and 9. I can put, like I said, the bigger number in my head and then count on that smaller number. Do we have to draw a picture? Maybe can we use our fingers? Sure. Here we go. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So you can do it that way as well. But I just want to give you options. All right, so stay tuned. We have one more word problem. Hello, I'm back again. Now, here's our next problem. Remember, I'm going to read it more than one time. So it says, Mark collected 18 shells. Anna collected 6 shells. How many shells do they have now? So let me read that again. Mark collected 18 shells. Anna collected 6 shells. How many shells do they have now? So remember, I said as in our last word problem, a lot of our clue words are found in the question. However, some can be found in the body of the actual word problem. So if you can find a clue word that we discussed before, I wonder if you remember what it is. It's definitely collected, because when you're collecting something, you're gathering an amount of whatever it is, whether it be stamps or coins or marbles. Here, they're collecting shells, so they're gathering a lot of shells. So if you're collecting, more than likely, you are going to be counting them all together in some sort of way. So Let me take my black marker and I'm going to put a squiggle underneath the word collected because that is going to be my clue word. So now I could go ahead and I could make a number sentence. So here's my numbers that are underlined in red. I have 18 and 6. They are my important numbers. I have the word shells underlined in green because that is going to be the label. So remember, at the end of the answer of our number sentence, we want to start thinking about labels. It's really important. It's part of showing your work there. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make that number sentence. Since collected is going to be addition, I'm going to be making that addition number sentence. So here we go. We have 18 plus 6 equals blank. And I'm going to put shells at the end because that is going to be our label. So let's go through the motions on things that we've done before and making sure that we're all going to come to the same sum or the same answer. So when we remembered, we focused first on the hundreds chart. We had 18, and we're going to count up 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We end up with 24. So 24 would then be our sum. So let's go ahead and do, hey, we might not have that hundreds chart available. So let's do a picture. But we're going to do a picture with the smaller number. So here I have 18 plus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I could use the counting on just like that. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So therefore you have 24 again. If you don't want to draw a picture, maybe you just want to use your fingers, 18 in your brain, count on 6 more. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So we did 3 different ways and we still came to the same total. We still came to the same sum, which is the answer. So there's a lot of things that we could be doing here with word problems, and these were only 2. So we're going to be definitely focusing on more as we go along, a lot throughout the year, and some of them are going to be easy. Some of them are going to be a little bit more difficult. But as long as we follow the same process, we should be fine. So remembering finding those clue words, identifying those labels, let's make a number sentence, and decide the strategy that you want to use in order to find your answer. All right? I will be talking to you all soon. Have a great day, my friends.